Hello humans, Master Dinnerflex here, bringing you the low quality content you deserve, and today I'll be going over Dark Warrior, because apparently, like late last night, early this morning, they decided to make a level 5 Dark Warrior Synchro monster that recurs banished monsters. Dark monsters, I should say. And that's very funny. That's actually so hilarious. Something I've noticed is they're getting a lot better at making like low level synchros that have impact. Because for like the longest time, outside of Librarian and cards that were literally just ban-worthy like Ding Long and Ib, level 5 synchros kind of suck. But this actually feels like a very playable card while at the same time not being as stupid as Ib or Ding Long were. But I am going to do something stupid with it, but that is the case for just how Dark Warrior is such a very degenerate deck rather than that synchro actually being broken. But let's get into it. What we need is 2 warriors, any 2 warriors, yay! And then you got to be willing to, I think, give up 3 cards in hand, but that isn't very relevant. We're going to start off with Neo Space Connector, because it's a 1 warrior that is 2 warriors. Aqua Dolphin, if you want to activate it, you can also increase the number here, but that's fine. Then we will go into his old, and we will add an Ignite here. It doesn't matter what it is, it just has to be an Ignite. And then we will use his old's other effect, and we will send 4 equips. 1 being Phoenix Blade. And then we will special summon the boy Armageddon Knight to send Plague Spreader. And we will put our first card back for Plague Spreader. Which this is fine, because as you can see there are a lot of engine requirements right here. So stacking with Plague sometimes is like a blessing, because you're going to have some engine requirements in your hand. Now we will link the Isolde and the Plague Spreader into Fibrax, and we will summon a level 3 tuner here, which a good one is Arborea, because it's naturally a warrior, a tuner, and whatnot. Then we will Synchro Summon into Power Tool Dragon, and Power Tool, we will activate its effect, reveal 3 DDR, and 1 to our hand. Banish Armageddon Knight and another warrior for Phoenix Blade, we'll add it to our hand. And then we will activate DDR, discarding the Phoenix Blade to summon Armageddon Knight. And Armageddon Knight will send Zephyros. And we will activate the Zephyros to bounce the DDR to our hand. We'll take 400 damage, and the Armageddon Knight goes back to the graveyard, where we will banish it again, and another warrior to add back Phoenix Blade. And we will discard said Phoenix Blade to use the Armageddon Knight yet again. I think this is use 3 of Armageddon Knight. Keep in mind how many times we use this card. And this is where the normal Dark Warrior combo kind of changes a little bit with the new card. Instead of sending like Summoner Monk to do what's it called, Rescue Fair Plays, you could just send Shadow Mist instead to add Vion. And then we will overlay these 2 monsters into Dugares, and we will detach 2 and just go ahead and revive the Armageddon Knight yet again. So this is use 4 of Armageddon Knight. That's cool. And here we can actually get a choice. We can either send Malicious or Denier, because they will do the same thing in this scenario. And then we will Contact Fuse into Elder Entity Ints, which will allow us to special summon Vion from our hand. And with Vion, we can activate its effect to send the other Destiny Hero we want to send. Now, Vion also has another effect that is very relevant to this combo, but I am off and on if I want to use it. Its other effect is you can banish a hero from your graveyard, which we do have a spare Shadow Mist, to search a Polymerization. That is very relevant for how we are playing this combo, but as of right now, I'm just not going to do it. I'm going to take this path instead. But as I work on it more, and if you guys want to test this more, you might find a way to just skip the Verte I'm going to do and just use the Polymerization from this Vion. But now, we can go ahead and overlay these 3 into Bujinki Amaterasu, and we will detach the Armageddon Knight specifically to special summon back Plague Spreader. We will activate Malicious to special summon Malicious. And we will activate Denier in our graveyard to special summon itself once per duel. And we will put Malicious back on top of the deck. Oh no! It turns out Denier, as long as you just sequence a combo to use Armageddon Knight one more time, now Warriors get to use 4 Malicious instead of just Heroes. Nice work, Konami. And now we will banish a Warrior and Armageddon Knight for Phoenix Blade. Because now you might be asking, wow, you've went pretty far into this combo, but you haven't made the new Dark Warrior yet. Well, we can make it right here. And this is Dark Dimension Warrior. This is the new card that got revealed. And its effect is you can banish 1 card from your hand to target a banished dark monster. You either special summon in face up or face down defense position. And then during the end phase, he does 100 damage for each set card on the field. That effect is totally not relevant for what we're doing. But we will remove another card from our hand, banish, to revive the Armageddon Knight. And the Armageddon Knight will send Silent Boots or Ancient Cloak. Either matters because we will get Shade Brigandine with it. Set and activate the Shade Brigandine. And we will use it and Armageddon Knight to make another XC, which will be Magic-y Possessed Spirit, whatever that name is. And the only effect that matters is we can detach a material to search a level 4 or higher normal monster, which will be another Ignite. And now we will activate the Ignites. And the one that can do something, we'll go ahead and activate to search a Fire Warrior monster from the deck, which will be Renowned. And we will link these two into Ferocious Flame Swordsman. And now we can just special summon Renowned because we control a Fire Warrior. And we get back the DDR, which is kind of nice. And then we will synchro these two into any level 6 synchro. It legitimately doesn't matter what you do. But now we will remove the stack the final card in our hand on top with Plague, and we will synchro 4, 8 into Borreload Savage Dragon, which we will just go ahead and equip as old. So we have 2 negates. Pretty late for negations. But now we still have a Malicious in deck thanks to Denier. So we will go ahead and summon that Malicious. And in addition, we will go ahead and overlay into Beatrice. And Beatrice, we are going to detach either card. But if you use this one, you can actually re-equip it to something and give it like some bonus battle effects, which is nice. But with Beatrice, we are going to send Judgment of the Pharaoh. And some of you might know where this is going to go. We are going to just revive anything. Technically, what you can do here is you can equip the Phoenix Blade to just something before it goes to graveyard, or the whip spell would fall off, like right here. And you can just go ahead and revive Armageddon Knight, yet again, and send another floater. So you can just go ahead and make a Verte for free. As a matter of fact, let's pretend to that. What would be a fake extender? Maybe another Plague Spreader. Let's just say we get another nonsense card right here from what Armageddon Knight sends, because then we can just go ahead and do this. Which, this is the final goal of this deck, is to get to this card. Not Verte. But we're going to activate Verte to get to the final card in our deck, which is the most important, Miracle Synchro Fusion. And with Miracle Synchro Fusion, it's a Miracle Fusion, go figure, but one of the fusion materials must be a Synchro monster, and it must specify a Synchro monster in some way. You cannot just happen to use a Synchro monster. It has to require a Synchro monster specifically. So what we will do is we will banish Power Tool Dragon. We will banish an XC, which is Dagares, and we will banish a Link, which is Halku Fibrax, to go ahead and special summon Cordius, the fuck that. Dealmon. I just call him Dealmon because this is a funny name. So we take 2,000 from the Verte, and then this thing has some pretty cool effects, but the one we're going to use right now, we will pay 2,000 life points to activate it, and we will add Judgment of the Pharaoh from our graveyard to our hand. And finally, if you do decide to play this if you're level 6 Synchro, you can just equip this to anything. It doesn't really matter. And one final thing, it is very important to keep all these monsters in attack mode. Because Dagaris says you don't get your next main phase, you just have to go straight into battle phase, which, if we're going straight into battle phase, we better just attack with everything. And now we will set the Judgment of the Pharaoh. And just like that, we can pass turn. Now, on our opponent's draw phase, we will activate Beatrice to send Yugioh Friendship. And once that Yugioh Friendship hits the graveyard, we will pay half of our life points to activate and resolve Judgment of the Pharaoh. Now, what does this card do exactly? Well, if you have Unity in your graveyard, which we don't have, but we could send here if we wanted to, your opponent cannot set or activate spell or traps or their effects. But we sent Yugioh Friendship. And what Yugioh Friendship does, until the end of your turn, your opponent cannot summon monsters, set monsters, or activate monster effects. So, monsters are now entirely out of the equation for your opponent, which is why this board doesn't have Apollosa. This board doesn't have anything like that, like Crystal Wing. Like, this doesn't have any monster negation, because this negates all monsters ever for the turn, and your opponent can't even set up monsters in defense, so their only plays they can make have to be with spells and traps, and that's where our board comes in very nicely, because Savage Dragon is an Omni Negate, and in addition, if they have to start setting back row, you can activate Amaterasu to detach the Elder Entity Ents, to go ahead and grab back Armageddon Knight, sure, and then Ents will pop one of their sets. So, this is effectively a pseudo-FTK, which is how you should be playing Dark Warrior if you're going to do this much nonsense. Dark Warrior is either an FTK deck or a pseudo-FTK deck. It really doesn't matter which path you do. Also, yeah, that's basically it for this deck. This is a lot of nonsense, but I actually do like this new Synchro a lot. I don't think it's just Dark Warrior that can use this. This is actually a very generic effect for what it is. There's a lot more applications I can see this used for. Like, Infernity could absolutely use this. Because what's really nice is, it's like DDR, except you're banishing the card from hand. But if you banish a dark monster from your hand to activate this effect, as long as you had a legal target prior, you can just revive whatever you banished from your hand to activate its effect, which is pretty cool. But yeah, that's about it. Thank you all for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed this video. Yeah, it's really funny. I want to experiment with this card more. And yeah, that's about it. Thank you all for watching. And remember, Master Dinnerflex will take your soul.